So today we're going to talk about April Fools, racism in relationship, and a little bit more about SpaceX news. Welcome back to this week's podcast. My name is Billy.
Wayne.
And this is Dan, and this week we have a special guest, Joey Harlem, with us.
Hello.
And if you guys tune in next week, we'll talk more about Joey and how he got into... he's actually a stand-up comedian, and we'll talk more about what he does.
Yeah, guys, I'm fucked up.
So yeah, listen next week to learn more about Joey.
This week, we're going to talk about April Fools since it just passed. Tell us about April Fools, or what do you guys think?
The one prank that, it wasn't me that doing it. It was another person that works right. We used to work.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, the shitty job.
Yeah, so what he did, so he'll lift up the toilet seat, like the lid and the seat, and he'll put saran wrap over the toilet.
Oh, that's a classic.
Wait, in the customer one or in the employee one?
In the employee one. So in the employee one. And yeah, as long as you pull it tight enough, you can't see it.
That's a fucking terrible thing to do.
And I think...
Did he get fired?
No.
No?
I think the manager got... she was the lucky one.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. And didn't get fired?
Yeah, she's not going to get fired. He was an essential key employee there.
He was in the kill zone. You needed him there.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to do night shifts, Mike. You got to do it.
Yeah, it's like...
You got to do it, man.
I went to the washroom. I saw him what the fuck? Because luckily I stand, right? Mm-hmm. So I just took it off.
Luckily you stand.
The best thing about that prank is it's a 10-minute prank because you're got, but you're going to have to tell people, but you have to sit there and admire your own shit for a little bit. You're like, this is my shit this is the closest I'll ever get to my own shit. And then you just, buddy, the next time somebody does that to you, just time yourself how long you spend with your own shit. You'll see. That happened to me once. I was there for a little longer. I waited for my shit to go to room temperature before I left and told everybody.
So how did the manager react to it?
Well, I think she was just too tired to even care. Because it's 5 a.m.
Oh, so this was a night shift? Yeah. Oh, I see.
See?
You're right. Yeah, so do you guys what do you guys think about April Fools? Because I feel like it's kind of overplayed now at this point because everyone knows it's coming. Everyone is expecting things to happen, but so many companies still try to do it, right?
I feel like we should be concentrating on other world issues, the arms race. Yeah, you're right. I think that it definitely is. Everybody knows April 1. I know a week out that, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, you can't go on Facebook, right?
Yeah, break up with my girlfriend, fake my death from parents for sure. That's a week out. I gotta do those things.
Yeah, I think it's almost like a novelty now for these tech companies. They're just doing it for fun almost. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff is so bullshit. It's not even, there's no way it's believable anymore. It's just for the joke. Yeah, I don't know. Back in the day, it's a lot more fun because you didn't expect it.
I think it's we were kids too. We're a bit more douchey, so we did a lot of stupid shit to each other.
Yeah, and we weren't looking at calendars. You remember how long summers were when you were a kid? You're 17 months, man. Can't wait. When's December? I don't think I knew what all the months were until last year. I'm 25, guys. I know that March comes after June or something.
But on the same note, though, about tech companies, Google actually, 2 years ago, did something with their Google Maps. They put, Pokemon on it, right? And if you kind of, looked for it and found all of them, they'll give you, a Pokemon Master certificate or something. They'll mail you, a plank. From that... Sorry, a plaque. So from that...
They mail you a plank of wood. Your ass wants a 2x4. Use it for something.
But yeah, so from that, the game Pokemon Go actually came about, right? And it was one of the biggest and craziest things. If you ever are in Toronto, you went down to Jack Layton, right? That was crazy.
Oh, yeah, by the harbor front.
Yeah, there was hundreds of people there, just everywhere.
Yeah, I remember trying to, I was on a date with a girl, and she's huge into Pokemon Go, and I'm trying to get to know her, and she's like, no, there's a squirrel. I'm like, what? A squirrel? No, how many sisters do you have? There's a Squirtle. Oh my God. I told her though, I'm like, you know what? I will get this app if you guys see a tentacle. If there's a tentacle nearby, I will download that app RN just to get it.
Why the tentacle?
It's my favorite Pokemon, man.
Really?
Why? Because
it seems
tentacles?
So badass.
Feels like that's the one Pokemon I really don't care about. I'm like, it looks cool, but are you ever gonna use it?
More tentacle for me, man. Whatever.
Is it because you want to eat it?
Yeah, I love calamari, man.
You want to get one so you can fry it.
I want laser squid for sure. That's all I want. She was big into it though, man. She
Did she
dragged
end
me
up-
everywhere.
Did she end up finding a tentacle?
I think so. But by that point, I was too invested in how much I loved her that it didn't matter.
no.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that
For the
trap.
rest of my life.
Oh no, you
think I
care
remember.
about her? Weird. Did you guys play it?
I'm playing it right now. Oh god. I've got a fucking shiny Magikarp, so I have to keep playing now.
You hear that, guys? Shiny Magikarp.
I did play for a while too, and I went out with Wayne a few times as well just to play on
You guys like in a Tim Hortons parking lot at 2 a.m.
Unionville Main Street. It was like just flooded with people there.
Oh yeah.
It was like the busiest I've ever seen Unionville Main
You can
Street.
imagine, like, Markham is Asian as hell, right? So
Yeah.
there's probably people going everywhere for them.
For the listeners at home, Markham Unionville is a, I guess you'd call it a suburbana.
Yeah.
It's like as hipster as you can get in
Yeah,
Markham.
it's Chinatown, but nobody's on a bike with more than 6 bags.
Yeah.
Think about it like that.
Yeah,
Everybody's got a
it's-
nice house.
It's pretty interesting, like seeing all the people out there and stuff like that. But everyone's just on their phones.
Yeah, it was very weird. It was like zombies, like kind of like walking around.
Yeah.
I remember going to like Yonge and Finch area. There was like so many people just like walking around the condos like in swarms, and it's just like it looked like a little tornado like of people walking everywhere.
Yeah, I still remember so specifically when we were at Unionville, because back then, was it Vision, Pokemon Vision? That was really big. That lets you know where the Pokemon. Once one person found out where the fucking which Pokemon was
We
it?
saw Gengar, I think.
Gengar, yes. So you see everyone just staring at their phone, slowly walking to that area, and it's the most darkest, deserted area too. So it seemed like someone's gonna kill
There's
us
like down a hill at the back
Yeah.
of a church and shit.
Oh,
like it was very
that's
fitting for
scary.
a Gengar, but it
I'd
seemed
never be
like
that close to a
it
church.
was gonna, something bad's gonna happen. It was worse because I had my 2 little cousins with me too.
It was funny though because
we
like
have to go down this dark
Yeah, we
tunnel.
gotta go there.
There's something
Destiny,
in there.
yeah.
we were like trying to figure out where it was, but as soon as we started seeing like people start change directions like zombies, like going towards sound, we're like, there it is.
Yeah, and this is how big it is. While we were there, we saw an ambulance. They weren't picking anyone up. They were playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, that's good,
I was
man.
curious, so I walked by the window and I was like, hey, are you guys playing Pokemon Go? And then the girl starts laughing. He's like, he is. I was like, oh my god, our tax dollars.
Wow. What a
And it was
world.
that-
They turned the radio off.
And
No,
Joey, it was at that moment I caught a Tentacruel.
oh, okay. The
Right
little,
there.
the little guy, right?
No, the big one.
Oh,
Cruel.
okay. Cruel. It's cool and then cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like, I thought like Pokemon Go was like a life-changing thing because it was so like fun, right? Like what you guys just described about like traveling, like walking to random places. I remember like going to the North Korea town, right?
North Korea.
There's a South Korea town.
Young and Finch, basically, right? That sounded really bad. I
Oh
realized
man, you are digging yourself a very deep hole, man. You're that guy's Jane and
like,
Finch is South Korea.
We're gonna get so many thumbs down for this
It's
shit.
like Kim Jong. What is it? Kim Jong Un now? Yeah. He must be slacking if there's so many people escaping to create a town in Toronto.
Oh, little South Korea. That's nuts.
Oh, fucking Billy.
man. Okay, but yeah, so there was one time like we were there, and then there was almost like a stampede because someone like saw a Vaporeon, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
You know,
Yeah.
it's so saturated. Vaporeon.
Well, back then when the game was like a week or two out, everyone was crazy.
Yeah.
Like someone literally screamed Vaporeon and pointed in a direction, and then from every direction, people came out of nowhere and started running.
You know, it'd be really cool if you could if you had to use your phone as a Pokeball and you had to throw your phone.
And I saw videos where it was of Justin Bieber, but no one was around it because everyone was going for the Charizard. Yeah.
Roasted.
Was that the one in Times Square?
Oh, I don't know, probably. And you know what's the funniest thing about that all that time was watching people walk into shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were there at Unionville and somebody walked into one of those
those
the street
signs,
the deli shop signs. Just knocked
But
it
he
over.
just
I
kept
was like-
going.
he just like, oh fuck, and he
Yeah,
kept
man.
walking.
I remember it was huge. I walked into the sunset with my girlfriend. Hello, right? You guys are like, I'm never gonna feel that.
I remember like people stopping in the middle of the road.
Oh, they didn't care, man.
Yeah, that was
they
crazy.
did not care.
It was even worse. People were going onto other people's properties.
It did good for business, though. There was
Not really.
Yeah, man. There were a lot of people who were just loitering at places.
It makes it look busy.
And then you also hear stories about people were getting shot. People were like crashing their
No,
cars.
people weren't getting
No,
shot.
people were getting robbed. I
Okay,
remember.
getting robbed
Yeah,
for
they're
sure.
getting robbed.
That I could.
People did get shot because a lot of people playing Pokemon, they were like going onto his property, so he took a gun out.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right, that's
Yeah.
nice.
This isn't like
I think
the
that was
South.
no, in Ontario, I think.
In Ontario? What the shit?
No, I mean, I could be lying. I don't know.
Oh no, I did remember hearing a story of somebody shooting a 12 gauge over the head
No.
of somebody.
No, someone did shoot someone in Ontario, somewhere in the north where guns are more.
In North Korea town,
North Koreatown, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Uber business was doing good too. Like they're driving people around catching Pokemon.
Yeah, and then they were chartering buses to bring people from Markham down to Jack Layton.
Seriously?
Crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Pokebus.
Yeah,
Wow.
$50 to get down for like 5-6 hours, and then go back up.
People were making crazy businesses around this then. Because I remember the
See, robots can do
power
that,
bank,
Billy.
right?
Power
banks
bank?
were sold. You know the little batteries to charge your
Oh
phone?
yeah.
Yeah, fucking prices went up. I fell for it too.
Oh wow, that is. I did not think of that.
Someone made one that looked like a Pokeball, so you just plug it into the Pokeball and then
Yeah,
That's
but
silly.
that's so
That's too much.
counterproductive because normally it's the power banks are made so it can fit in your pocket. You're not gonna fit a fucking Pokeball in your pocket unless you want to look like you got a bulge.
They had the cool one that looks like a Pokedex where you put your phone into it.
Ooh,
And you can open it up.
that's pretty lame.
That was
You on Tinder? No, absolutely not.
you should buy your girlfriend that if she was so into Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
That would be a great gift idea.
Just get her Ash Ketchum hat.
You know, You know what? I think I can find her that, so don't ruin that for her. But we went to the X, and buddy, I'm so shitty at carny games. I tried with all my heart and soul to get her a Pikachu.
I love
And
playing
as
those
soon as
games.
she turned around, I paid money. I just paid a guy off a carny. I'm like, I'm gonna give you $20. Give me that fucking Pikachu right now.
You know what you do? You know what you
Give
do?
me a Pikachu and then pretend like I won something. Let's do it right now.
You gotta follow my strategy. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before. You find the game that has the most kids playing, and then you beat their ass.
That's setup. I had no idea what you were going to say.
That was good. Okay, all right. No, I'm gonna use that next time. I'm a little bit of a degenerate
Bad
gambler.
when you end up losing.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if you lose? What if they're really good?
Fuck yeah, I've lost.
You're not as good as a coin gambler as I am. You won't see them there.
Because kids who play the whack-a-mole, some of them are fucking
Buddy.
ninjas, man.
Some of them are cheaters too.
Hey, calm down.
Yeah, because if they have someone next to them that's not occupied, they'll just use two.
Ah, fucking cheaters.
Fucking cheaters. Yeah, you gotta play fair. Fucking bitches. Like my $3 just
Oh my god.
went down the toilet.
I can see Wayne like seeing a kid cheating and just like socking him with it. It's like you're just a cheater. What are you gonna do?
Oh, you know what's the worst thing about those games?
kid with the hammer.
Okay, I remember that game where you have to throw and break the plates to baseball.
Oh yeah.
That hold on. That before you continue, that game emasculates you if you do not.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
No.
you're not a man
Listen to
unless
this.
you can hit
Okay.
those plates.
First time I played, I hit them both. I felt so good. I kept playing. $200 later, nothing else.
$200.
Because that's the first time I felt
That's
invincible.
faulty logic
No,
right there, boys.
Because
That
I
is-
felt invincible, and I thought I can do it again.
But 200, you would think like $100 later that someone would tell you to stop.
Because it's $20 a game.
But $200, that means only 10 games.
Yeah, my ex-girlriend at the time, right? She
Yeah,
really
that's
wanted
good.
something.
There's good reason. Yeah.
But
that's usually my go-to game actually. Like
Can you pitch?
I usually win within $10. Like
hate
actually,
you,
when I
Dad.
play it, it's like $5 a game. So I don't
No.
know which ones you're playing.
which one are you playing?
Throwing it at the plates. It's easier than throwing at the beer bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
might have been doing the bottles too.
maybe they have different games too with different size prizes, but I had a pretty good size Stewie.
Because I know the plates, it's more you can throw a lighter, but if you're doing the bottles, you have to throw it
Yeah.
like the pen on, or else it's just gonna bounce off.
Beating carnies, guys. Beating carnies. That's what we're trying to learn today, for sure.
Damn.
And kids,
So what you're saying is instead of taking the baseball and throwing it at plates, you take it and throw it at children.
if they have a toy,
Oh yeah, you know what? That's true. It's easier to hit the kid, steal his toy.
that target's bigger, so you're not paying $20.
Here's a trick for the balloon game. When you're throwing the darts, what you do is you take the darts and you stab the carny.
Watch him bleed and steal all the toys.
you watch him bleed to death and laugh and enjoy it.
Same thing with a rifle again, right? Just fucking
Oh,
peg him with the
man.
pellets.
I tried so hard. I tried so hard to win that game every year.
Have you guys played the you know that bottle when you have a stick and a little circle and you try to pick it up?
Yeah. My
ever
mom's
seen it?
really good at
yes.
that game for some reason.
The guy that instructs you on how to do it is so fucking good at that game.
Because you know what? He's there for like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna do? He's gonna practice.
He like trolls you too. He like, okay, so imagine the bottle is like in any like kind of position. He's like, oh, all you have to do to fix it is just do this and pick it up.
They're all gonna be so pro. Like, there's another game where they only had this game for like 1 or 2 years, right? Where the bike, if you turn one way, it goes the other way. So it's very counterintuitive, right?
I tried that. It was so fucking hard,
Yeah,
dude.
so they do it. It looks like it's the fucking easiest thing in the world. I do it. I'm down on my ass. Right?
I never felt so stupid trying to ride a bike in my
And
life.
the thing is, the prize is a fucking electric scooter. Who's not gonna
Yeah.
go for it?
They're smart, man. These carnies are, buddy, microtransactions. Just
Microtransactions.
screwing people over on the daily.
Next story that we have is about racism and dating. So basically, this article sums up how online dating is fairly racist and it's disadvantaged for black women and Asian men.
I thought it was gonna be while you're dating the person you're racist against them.
No. It's about basically like matching on online dating. Like everyone's using Tinder and stuff right now. I don't know, like what, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Like plenty of squid, am I right, boys? I love calamari.
They're pretty much saying that like black women have like the least amount of matches and stuff like that, and same with Asian men. Women of all racial backgrounds tend to love white men, so they're like
Yeah, because white is right. I'm kidding.
So one of the studies was that this was based on, I guess it was a human matchmaking thing, or so that you actually go to a person and they have profiles, so they set you up with people. So it's not through the online stuff basically that you have right now. They set you up based on your preferences and everything. You tell them like, oh, I'm looking for this type of person, this type of person.
Oh, so they surveyed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff was like men who are seemingly open to dating anyone and everyone eventually add in except black women.
Wow.
Right? And then women who often want a nice, kind man with no real physical preference end up adding at the end with the exception of Asians.
But that's pretty much the description of Asians.
This is messed up.
So Eddie Wong, you guys
Yeah.
know him from what's that show?
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh Off the Boat. He has his like Bauhaus and stuff like that. He was quoted saying, "Attractiveness is a very haphazard dish that can't be boiled down to height or skin color. But Asian men are told that regardless of what the idyllic myropoix is or
Man,
isn't,
you use some big ass words there. What the
we
hell?
just
He's
don't
a
have
smart
the
guy.
ingredients. Society tells us that black women are hypersexual but also more masculine than other women, while it suggests that Asian men are less masculine to the point of being effeminate, and that they are physically less attractive." That was by Chantel Buggs, a PhD candidate in sociology at the University of Texas.
Fuck her, my tits are great.
I think that saying about like black women are too masculine, Asians are too emasculine it's just an idea that floats around a lot, right? Because when you actually meet someone one-on-one, I don't think anyone actually gets that feeling, right? Like it's just so much in society
Yeah.
that's just like
I
sprinkled
believe
around.
Jackie Chan is a woman, right?
I think it's also the way that the media portrays us.
Oh yeah.
It's not often that you see like a really strong Asian male lead.
But what about Bruce Lee? He's like the epitome of like manliness for Asians.
But then he's stereotyped as like martial arts.
But
That's
masculinity is not necessarily about if you can kick someone's ass. Masculinity is about dominance in a sense, right? Where you have
But he dominated all those guys that he kicked their ass got kicked.
yeah, but yeah, the way the story was told is not, it's not that aggressive.
It's
kind
a
of
very
story.
like side, like he just slips in there and just a few kicks.
No, I think it's the stereotype for like the male physique. They're small, they're normally skinny,
The nerdy.
like relative to all the other like guys out there.
Thinking of Asian characters in movies that we see, the one guy that stands out to me is like even in Harold and Kumar.
John
right?
Cho.
Yeah. His character was kind of a bit different in terms of the way that they portrayed Asians, but then he also had a lot of the Asian stereotypes as well.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting the way that he was, like his character.
Yeah, it's the
was.
best of both worlds, I'd say. Everything that made him funny. Like he was very, I would say, level-headed and very like almost tactical with the decisions he was making in the movie. But at the same time, kind of effeminate, a little bit effeminate in there because he's insecure.
I just watched the movie, the Power Rangers movie recently. I don't know if you guys saw that at all.
I haven't seen it yet too. Was it good?
Spoiler alert.
It better be good, Dan, or I'm gonna fucking kick someone right now.
It's like good for Power Rangers.
Oh, I
Wait,
see.
what do you mean by-
I
what do you
know
mean by
what
good
you
for
mean
Power
immediately.
Rangers?
Like it's Power Rangers. Like what do you expect from Power Rangers, right?
A lot.
What? My expectations were so low going
He
into the
didn't
movie.
expect an Oscar-winning
Okay,
performance.
is the Megazord
essentially.
fight worth it?
I don't know. I have some mixed opinions on the Megazord fight
Okay.
and the way that the Megazord looks and stuff like
Oh
that.
God.
But I thought it was really interesting the way that they portrayed characters in
one of the guys is Asian, right?
Yes, the Black Ranger is Asian. The Blue Ranger is black.
What the
Hey,
shit?
before we go in for, do you know the Black Ranger, the original, didn't have a middle finger?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
I
that.
found that out
scary.
recently.
And then you think it's like, so when he was a Black Ranger, was that finger there? Think about
Had
that.
to look back.
No, I'm saying, you know how you
I assumed it wasn't there.
no, because no, it's there because it's someone else in the costume.
Oh,
So I'm like, so when you morph, was it morphin time?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess he gets a finger too.
He morphed a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember that little boy? He morphed into a man. the little boy, the little Blue Ranger boy. You guys don't remember him?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Blue
my.
Ranger. Are we watching the same?
Yeah,
Power
man.
Ranger?
There's a blue Power Ranger. the
Wait,
little
do
boy.
you? Do you watch the original? Because when I
Yeah,
watched
it's
the
not the
original,
original. It's not the original. It's the one after or
oh,
two
then
after the
it's not the
original.
same thing. Because original for me, I was 8 when I watched it.
Yeah.
So you were like,
No, I saw the
alive.
original. The whatever the dinosaur one.
Yeah.
That is not the original.
I watched like
That's
the
not the
first
original?
two generations or whatever.
Tyrannosaurus.
Okay, no, sorry, my mistake.
Mascodon.
I thought you guys were talking about Dino Time.
Dino time.
I don't. The Power Rangers went through numerous changes, and one of them was a dinosaur. Like it was a weird, not the dinosaur original Power Ranger, but it was like a time force dinosaur.
Oh, I remember that
Okay,
too. Don't
okay.
worry.
Okay, you
I
know what I'm
remember
talking
that.
about. That time force dinosaur, something Jet Force Gemini, time force dinosaur, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, the Asian character in this movie, in the Power Rangers movie, was actually very non-stereotypical at all, other than the fact that he lives with his mom still.
Then what's the point of having an Asian guy?
Roasted.
And he has to take care of his mom who's sick. But otherwise,
He's
like,
just being a good son then.
he has a very strong like character, and like he's like a punk. He's like a rebel almost, right? So like other than that fact, like you could have casted him as any other race, really. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think if movies start portraying Asians differently, like, do you think it's gonna change society's like point of view?
I think so, but I don't think I'm going to be taking the lead in the next Die Hard.
I don't think it's from entertainment that's
Oh, it's absolutely
Asians are getting the bad
entertainment.
rap. No,
It's absolutely entertainment. I mean, media has so much to do with the way we look at things.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like we're walking stereotypes, and people make those decisions because of films, because of TV. You know, white people are rich. You know, and it's just not, and that's their, like, everybody has their own thing, their own box.
yeah, and Power Rangers, the White Ranger apparently is the most powerful one.
Because white is right. I've been saying For everybody who's listening, I am an Asian man. I know I sound like a white guy, and this is going to sound really weird, but I am ting Asian for sure. I promise.
So I said before that white men were the most preferred amongst women.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst men, as for men in this room right now, who do you think were the most preferred races for men?
you mean if you were gay?
No.
I
Like
love
women.
white guys. Big white guy fan for sure.
What kind of women do guys generally prefer?
I like white girls, man, but it's only because there's a good chance they'll have a cottage. That's the only reason why.
You like cottages, eh?
No, man. The Asian
I
girls
just
now
like
will probably have a
cottages.
cottage too.
I've had it all, man. Not it. Sorry, I don't mean to objectify women.
No, I think I was asking you if you were a girl, what kind of guy would you want?
No.
Oh, no?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
She's not
so
trying to like.
Ask me what kind of
I'm
race
bisexual.
girl.
Kind of-
Can I
what
just
kind
say
of
that really quickly?
Girls, do you think guys generally prefer?
Are you actually bisexual though?
Yes, I am.
Okay, this will actually make this a lot easier. You can answer both then.
Yeah, I just said white guys.
So that's actually an answer.
Because they have a higher chance of having a cottage.
Okay.
Same thing. It's the only
Okay.
reason. It's not a stereotype though. That's a fact. That is a fact. Cottage to white person ratio is
I think it's pretty high up
is
there.
so high. Like some of them have two. Like
I think it's like a 90% probably.
it's like 120%. It's
One guy I knew, his family had an island.
Can you
my
listen to
God,
that, guys?
Oh my god.
That's mac and cheese money right there.
Yeah, like if an Asian had a cottage, probably a hut in China.
So Wayne, are you like attracted to a specific race, like over another one, or
Well, for me, it's just I stay within my culture
your
because
people?
yeah, I try to use
Trying to like dance around.
There you go, folks. Wayne just square dancing around a race issue.
culture is my culture is pretty important to me. So I would like to keep it like within that line.
Okay. Okay.
Because yellow is mellow.
And all the like if I have a family portrait, everyone looks the same.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What about you,
I
Bailey?
don't know. I don't know if what Wayne was saying made it any better than when he was trying to recover it.
Just go, Billy.
Did you just hear that? Because he wants the photo to look the same.
Because you know you have the it's like
No, the black really just takes the yellow right out of this photo.
no, it's like because you also have those families that like they're
Oh my god, please.
Yeah, really
but
racist parents.
no, not racist parents, but it's like you have a family and then everyone looks slightly different because you know, and then everyone judges when they shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. If that judgment happens, then those people are bags of shit, and then you say to yourself, "Oh well, I can't believe you're in my blood."
No, but for me, it's just a cultural thing though. Like you have like certain cultural traditions. Normally, it's like if you want to like keep going with it. Normally, it's the child if they're that certain nationality. No, they'll go with keep with the culture.
Yeah, a lot of cultures are just don't fuck black people, and it's just, and they want to call it just stay within, but that's really what they're trying to say.
Oh my god.
Well, just to expand on a little bit of what Wayne's saying in terms.
Oh my god, don't join him, don't join him.
Now we're gonna watch Dan dance.
Personally, I'm attracted to like all races as well too. I'm actually more attracted to Asians and Latinas. But I think black girls are hot, brown girls are hot, whatever. They're all hot, right? Personally, in terms of like if I was to look into a future with somebody, I prefer Asian because of the culture aspect, but not in the same way that Wayne is looking at it, but more so. But more so, I know that my family is very traditional, and like sometimes they do some batshit crazy stuff. And if you're not Asian as well, you're just not gonna understand these things, and you're gonna think that I'm fucking crazy or like part of some cult or something.
You are fucking crazy, Dan.
So
you are part of a crazy cult.
It's like trying to explain to like a white girl why we eat like duck ankles and shit.
Dog ankles?
Duck ankles. Like,
I was like the ankle specifically of a dog.
Like ankle's one thing, but dog.
But that's culture.
yeah, but like
if you find somebody who is that, though, isn't that gold? If you find somebody who's willing, who looks at that and says,
yeah, sure.
"Yeah, buddy,
Yeah.
bird embryos, give it to me."
Give you that
Yeah,
duck embryo.
I gotta talk my girlfriend into in a family that just drinks Budweiser and eats like chicken abortions.
Yo, what's with the Asians loving Budweiser? I don't get that.
Because it's Americana.
Fucking shit.
The Orient.
Do Asians really like
When I went to
Budweiser?
China, that's all they drank.
Yeah, you
Really?
love we love Americana, and Budweiser is just American.
I'm still trying to find it to try Balut.
You want to try Balut? I will totally get you. It's Balut.
Balut, whatever.
Balut? Is it
Balut.
really? Are you sure?
You're right.
I've always been told it's balut.
No, it's Balut.
No.
He's right.
Balut.
Okay, so we actually do want to do this for our podcast as well too. Like, I don't know, maybe when we hit one of our milestones, we're gonna eat balut.
Yeah, we'll do.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat balut.
We'll do it'll be called the Balut night, and then we'll all have Budweiser, and we'll get loaded.
Before we get away from this racism and dating thing, because we were talking about matching, did your school, like high school, have that matchmaking thing during Valentine's Day?
Matchmaking thing.
Like you put in a doll and you like throw the shit out.
Yeah.
I hated that fucking shit because it brought my hopes up.
Ooh, wow! You were hoping real things were
like,
gonna happen.
It's like saying I matched with her. Fucking shit. I'm down.
You're DTF.
Yeah,
At 9
that
years
fucking
old.
Shit doesn't 9 years old. I'm talking
do you
about
mean?
high school.
Oh, sorry.
What do you mean shit doesn't happen?
No, because like it seemed like when you look at that sheet as a high school student that you doesn't talk to all the most popular kids, it seemed like, oh, I matched with her. I hope she sees this.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like everyone writes like who they like and stuff and see if you match with that.
Because
way.
like you write like your personality shit and all on a
okay,
Scantron.
okay.
I remember that. That was dumb.
I wasn't. I was too busy fucking my math teacher.
So yeah, basically what this article is saying is like, I don't know, we're probably all in agreement here, but
White is right.
so the question was, are you racist if you aren't open to dating everyone?
Okay.
You know what? I in philosophy class, there's something called negative racism and positive racism. I think that would be something called positive racism.
Which one do you have, Wayne?
No. Okay. When people think of racism, it's always about the negative when you're talking bad about one race. But then there's something called positive racism, which is not any better, but the way you think about it is that you prefer this one race. Let's say, so you're Chinese, Billy, I think.
All right.
And then if you just say, yeah, Chinese people are good at this, good at that, like bring Chinese people like up, right? That's positive racism because you're saying they're better than everyone else, but you're not really bagging on any specific race. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
So it's like pro your people rather than like,
Yeah, which is still racism.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
people
yeah.
don't talk about that, right? Because
it's like how Koreans are like.
Are you Korean? Are you Korean? Yeah, I met my ex-girlfriend, the one I moved in with, who ruined me. Sorry, that got too deep. I'm kidding. I'm over it. Am I? No. I remember she told me once, she's like, yeah, I just don't date black guys.
Wow.
And she just casually dropped that as if it was nothing. And I'm like, have you ever been with a black guy?
Were you offended?
No, well, yeah, I was offended for my black friends. I'm like, you got to get in this guy. She's great. But no, I remember saying like hearing that and saying like, that's so weird. Like to just...
Were you like, why am I dating this person?
Yeah, there was a moment where I'm like, this is somebody who just outright blocked out a group of people.
Just based on their color.
Based on their color and based on for any reason, it's just, that's absurd.
Entire
That's
group of people.
That's like, why would you say no to that? And like, well, you're lame. It's just, it was stupid, and I didn't know at the time how to handle it. I was stuck. I was living with her, so I was like, oh great, now I live with a racist, a vegan racist.
I'm curious though, because you mentioned something about culture earlier, right? Like when you date across culture or across races, there's a culture difference, right? So I wonder if that, like, because you were mentioning, Joey, that it could be a good thing, right? Because you kind of expand, and if someone is down, then it sounds good, right? Because I always think of that as a positive thing, because any kind of new and different thing is always good, right?
Buddy, open the door. It's
Yeah.
the best way to, like, if you've got somebody who's willing to communicate and try those things with you, the world is yours. It's unstoppable at that point, because if you lock yourself in your culture, if you lock yourself in your family and what you're doing, for example, you're saying like your family's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to expose the world to eating duck ankles or whatever. But what if you had somebody who was like, no, that's cool.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
if they were cool with it, I'll be cool with it too.
Exactly.
Right?
At that point, you have to look at that and say, but what else? What else? What other possibilities does that open up? Not just within culture, within my relationship. What other great things can we do that I didn't think that I'd want to do, that this person would bring into my life? Like, I didn't like roller coasters. Now I love roller coasters. That kind of stuff can happen if you open your door to new things, but you have to have that risk. You have to put your foot out and be like, this is scary, but you're gonna do it. You got to try it.
Yeah, that risk is the biggest part, because it's very awkward to kind of expose your weird cultural habits to someone else, right?
Buddy, I don't want anybody to hear my grandfather talk about black people. I don't ever want it to happen.
Yeah.
But I hope that somebody's open-minded enough to understand, like, this guy came from a very, like, it's strange over there, and yeah, they're a little racist.
It's also like, if you can just take that on a humorous side, like, you understand the situation and you can kind of laugh at that, right? 'Cause
yeah,
he's an extremely racist old, like, Filipino guy,
and
right?
also
Probably.
you don't need to be defined by your culture 100%. You can bring certain points in, but I'll tell you that it is absurd to be defined completely by your family's legacy. Like, if I'm gonna say, oh yeah, my family is all me, my blood is everything, then you're also under the umbrella of their sins as well. And you were gonna pay for everything bad that they've done, which everybody's family is guilty. I've got thieves in my family. I'm not like, what am I, them now? Am I a thief because they're a thief? No, they eat duck eggs. I eat duck eggs sometimes. I'm not my dad. I'm part my dad. I don't know who my dad is. I'm part my mom. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be 100% represented by your family. Not all the time. And it's not a bad thing. You could still have your culture, but still have your identity. This is a new world where we have to start thinking that way. That's just the way I look at it.
Good shit. So would you consider me and Wayne racist?
Absolutely.
Wait, would you consider Wayne racist? And then a separate question, would you consider me racist?
Are we the same racist?
I would say Wayne is racist, but
What the hell,
Dan
Billy?
might not be. That's what I would say.
Oh, jeez.
Open your doors, all right, guys?
Yeah, like, the question here that I had was like, are we the product of a racist society? So I think definitely we are.
What if, like, okay, so, because I'm wondering, like, so if you have a preference for, like, a certain look to someone, is that racist? Because that's just what you're
Wait, what
exposed
do you mean?
to.
What do you mean a certain look for someone?
So, like, if you grew up in Asia, right?
Yeah.
You're only exposed to, like, the shows and dramas of the Asian community, right? You all of a sudden come here, you only date Asians because that's what you're familiar with. And all of a sudden, like, you're given an opportunity to date someone else outside your culture, but you say no because you're so used to
You know
the
what's
Asian
weird?
culture.
I had a friend. Her grandmother preferred her to date white guys.
Why?
I don't know.
Money.
Because she like
Yeah,
no, she
money.
just
The
think,
cottages, you
no,
mean?
she just think white guys look better. So it was like,
I've heard that a lot too. Like, women in Asia, it's okay for them to date white men, specifically white men over Asians, because they're seen as people with like more power and more money.
Yeah, dominance.
That's a
Yeah.
very Hitler
Stability.
thing to say.
In the Philippines, it's the same thing, man. There's people, with my buddy who traveled over there, he said Filipino women were literally giving me babies. Were handing me babies.
Wow.
Because it's like,
Like literally?
yeah, because the thing is, over here in Canada, we have everything.
Mhm.
To countries like the Philippines where they have nothing, it's like, if this guy brings this kid over there, he's made. He's going to be fine. And then if we get married, we're going to have a family. He probably has a job. He traveled. You know what I mean? It's such a different, it's a clash in culture. Here we have everything to them. But here, what? We still have to pay bills and stuff. And it's like,
Right.
nah, it's not that easy.
Yeah, so they like the idea of what a white guy is then over like what the reality of thing is, because we know the reality because we live here, right?
They're being just as racist
Yeah.
by doing it. It's strange. It's funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
By thinking that, all white people are going to save us.
And I think that's the positive racism
Yeah,
that
you were
Wayne's talking about.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a thing.
Moving on to SpaceX news. So this past week, SpaceX actually launched a rocket, their Falcon 9, for the SES-10 mission. So this mission actually is a historic mission because it's the first time that the first stage that was recovered previously was launched again. So that means that the bottom part of the rocket that was previously launched last April was retested, make sure everything's okay, and launched again. So a rocket has never been launched twice before. And
Oh,
this is
wow.
the first time in history that this has ever happened.
They reused a condom.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, basically. They did the impossible.
Wow.
Yeah. So the design of their, I think, current rocket is supposed to be able to fly 10 times.
Okay, so it's built as reusable.
Yeah. So the cost of a general rocket, roughly around 50% to 60%, is that bottom part, right? So if they can reuse it over and over and over again, it's essentially like when airplanes first existed, right? Imagine you can only fly an airplane once and then throw it away. That's not a very like good way
Not
to.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very good, right? So if they flew the airplane across the Atlantic, after it landed, it basically got destroyed and couldn't fly again, right? So in order for us to travel to space, we need something that's reusable. We need something that can bring the cost down to something that we can all actually pay for, right? So the current design is up to 10 uses, but I can see that in the future design where new materials get invented, like where new methods get done, that we can use this up to thousands of times, right? And we're just like flying up to space is just like a flying an airplane right now, right?
God damn it, mankind. When are you going to stop worrying about how much things cost and just do it? Can you imagine if everybody worked together and was just like, nah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's give these guys 1 million rockets.
Yeah, that would be great. Like if we can like fly anywhere we want, that would be so fun. Like we talked about this, I think like 2 weeks ago, where I was talking to these guys about wanting to be on the moon. They don't want to be on the moon. I was like, fuck, man, I want to be on the moon.
No, I understand.
So that's the way I think of it. Is like the Grand Canyon. You look at it for 2 seconds, it's grand as shit, but what the fuck are you gonna do after that? You're not gonna keep looking at it.
That's true.
You just swayed Joe.
Done. I can die here. My kids can go to the moon. That's it.
But yeah, that's like groundbreaking stuff. Like the cost of it isn't going to be like amazingly cheap. Like future costs they predict is going to be 100 grand still.
Oh, God.
But, you know, all things considered,
Compared to millions.
compared to millions and impossible to reach now, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, wild.
I think we still we still have a lot to go in terms of like, funding space. A lot of our stuff should be going towards that and finding renewable energy resources, I guess. But I mean, like this is really cool, but it's just still so far away.
This
you know
is
what I mean?
definitely very
It's
far.
still like, congratulations. You launched it twice and you landed on a pad in the middle of water. Have you seen the movie Abyss? Like, have you?
Yeah.
Or like all these other space movies. I wish I didn't see those space movies because then this would be so much more amazing.
But I think just this alone, like kids right now watching it, like the next generation,
They'll be inspired to.
they'll be so inspired
be
because our
better.
They
generation
better
wasn't
be.
inspired,
For
right?
Christ's sake, I'm not.
Yeah, and they'll think back to like, you didn't reuse your rocket
Exactly.
ships?
Like, what a bunch of idiots. Like, why would you
Wait,
throw it away?
You're not eating your shit? You're just flushing it down the toilet?
Just think about all the protein in there.
Their shit could probably be used for the fuel to fly their rockets.
When I was young, I used to throw away my toe jam.
God.
Oh, buddy, we're eating bugs. We're eating bugs now. Don't worry. This is cool, man. But is it SpaceX is Elon Musk?
Yeah. They're predicting to go to Mars, send a human to Mars by 2028.
That's gonna be one lonely motherfucker up there.
10 years, dude.
Yeah, they're behind already by 2 years. So
that's 10 years.
to get to Mars, there's a launch open every 2 years because of the distance away from each other. So every 2 years you can launch one efficiently. So they've already missed the window. So it's probably 2030 now.
Missed the window.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds so spooky. You have to go in the keyhole.
Yeah,
You
basically.
have to hit the keyhole. Am I the only one who looks at Elon Musk and says, like, what if he used his powers for, like, bad?
Evil, yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if he was just a Bond villain?
It'll be like a Black Iron Man.
Yeah.
We don't know
Iron
yet.
Man.
We don't know yet.
Wait, isn't there already a Black Iron Man?
Yeah,
He's
War Machine.
War Machine, yeah.
But I'm not gonna
That's
say.
racist.
Yeah, wait, that's racist. Come on.
No, it's racist to name him War Machine. The red guy's Captain America? Are you serious? Iron Man? Oh, yeah, sorry, my mistake. Oh, Marvel's gonna kill me.
That is a bit racist. I actually never thought about it. The
War
black
Machine?
one is the violent one.
No,
Yeah.
he's not violent.
No, but War Machine? Come on.
He's pretty violent.
No,
He's got
because-
2 miniguns.
No,
That's a very
but it was
violent...
built for the army.
I know, but he's called War Machine.
No, because for war.
Yeah, but Iron Man is just named Iron Man. That's a very...
Because he gave himself his own name. He's probably made of iron, for all I know.
Probably
Well, there's
not.
also that UFC fighter name that called himself War Machine that beat up his porn
Oh, yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That guy was
Was
a
he
douche.
black?
He looks like a douche.
No, he's white.
No, he's white. He has tats all over him. It was
They
crazy
all have
looking.
tats all over them.
Yeah, it makes them fight better. I guess.
It's like saying putting
Intimidate.
decals on a car gives it that much horsepower.
This one's
the
got
HP.
flames, man. Look, this fist has a grenade on it. It's explosive. Oh, man.
So, what does this mean for us now? Anything?
It means that space stuff is gonna get a lot cheaper. Like, so doing this
Like,
mission,
she'll be moving faster now.
yeah, exactly. So this means that other companies who have to do this are looking at this and going, "Oh fuck," because because the missions that used to be ran
Yeah.
were by another company, and there was only one company before that ever did space stuff, and they had no competition. So for them, their prices are like I think like 5 times what SpaceX says that they can use to put a rocket up to space, right? So now looking at this, the other company's probably panicking and going, "Shit, we gotta really pick this shit up."
So I don't know how space exploration works. So now that they have this technology, will this technology be shared amongst all the other ones to work as a base, so they can all like as a group
No,
be able
I
to
don't
reach
think so
further?
because they're a private company, so they
it's a
won't.
private
Yeah, they
company.
won't
See
share
what I
their
mean? Why not?
stuff. Yeah,
Flush this device down this idea out to everybody and make it a free source.
Yeah.
An open source.
But capitalism. That's all I need to say.
Capitalism, man.
Capitalism.
well,
Capitalism.
I believe someone asked Elon that before, and he said that because they work with NASA, it's national security that they can't release their technology, or else other companies
That's
and other
capitalism.
countries like Russia,
to get out there first.
yeah,
But what if they did it, though? Then they'd be like, hey, cool, man. Just show us how you did it. Awesome, bro. Here.
Yeah, if the world was that great, that would be so good. Like,
Oh, my God. So dumb. Like,
Yeah.
everybody just wants to do things first. Listen, if I found a way, if I ever, like, I cook at home. Like, I'm a really huge fan of cooking for my friends. Like, I don't cook for myself. I usually just eat shit when I'm alone. But when it comes to, like, when my friends are coming by, I'll go to the tits. I don't give a fuck. I'll cook. I'll spend $100 on everybody because I want everybody to have that good of a time, especially when I figure something out. It took me like 5 years to create the spaghetti sauce. So I spoke to like 5 different Italian people and asked them what made their Nona's sauce the best. And I took elements of everything, made a really good meatball, and I perfected this simple sauce. This really good, simple, easy sauce anybody could make. When it was mastered, I told everybody, all my friends, like, guys, come over, I'm gonna make you spaghetti. We're gonna have this bread and eat the spaghetti and drink wine, and it's gonna be fucking amazing.
you're like Jesus, man. That's what you are.
Buddy, but you know, if you just did that with everything in the world, if everybody could just like, here's the rocket, here's it working, here's 10 uses.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, let's just work together and try to get 100 uses out of this rocket and make it with 25% less. You know how much it costs to do it.
Yeah, that would be a perfect world, and I don't think there would be any wars or anything in that world. But
Yeah, I guess so.
unfortunately,
There'd be a lot of other things that wouldn't be in the way.
Civil Wars.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they don't want to share this too, but I guess for safety reasons, like there are countries like North Korea and stuff out there that wants to basically kill everyone else if they had the opportunity, right?
Are you current? Current. All right, that's it for space, guys.
Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Faulty Logics podcast. Again, thank you, Joey, for joining us this week.
You're very welcome, Dan.
Thanks for taking the time to listen all the way to the end. To follow us on all our social media, go over to our website, faultylogics.com. All of our stuff is there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all there. Again, thanks for joining us and see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.
Ooh.